physically and spiritually. Think daily on your success, Maria, and what it will mean for you. Look forward to it with joy and anticipation. Be thrilled. A hard thing to ask, that of Maria, whom little thrilled, not even the darkness through which she walked that evening on her way to the bus stop. It was a cold night, and school was empty, but for the cleaners to be seen at work in bright windows. The homeward traffic hummed, the chill breeze swept. Maria shivered. Beneath the street lamp which marked her bus stop, she could see that Ronny was waiting for her. She sensed also that it was going either to rain or to snow soon, perhaps before she had finished her walk up the long hill. She was too tired to feign pleasure on being greeted by him. "I thought I'd wait for you," said Ronny. He added when they were on the top deck of the bus together, driving past the closing shops, the dark offices and factories. "Just think, a year from now we will be in Oxford together." "Ronny," said Maria, "why did you apply to go to Oxford? You told me once that you never wanted to go there." "I applied because you will be there." "But supposing I hadn't got in and you had, where would have been the sense in that? You did a very dangerous thing, Ronny, because you tried to calculate how things would turn out in the future." "But I was right." "Supposing I were to die before then?" Here you are to imagine a short silence. "I love you, Maria." "And yet you know that I think you are very foolish. If you think you can control your life in this way, then why don't you find another girl, one who knows what you mean by those words?" This advice stung Ronny, to what we in the trade refer to as the quick. However, he ignored it as usual. When the bus reached the terminus, they performed a small ritual as follows. Ronny asked Maria if he could walk her home. Maria refused. Maria descended from the bus, Ronny remained on it, and he then rode all the way back to school and beyond, for his home did not lie in the same direction as Maria's. No. Accompanying Maria on her bus home involved for him a detour of some 23 miles, and the loss on a good day of some 74 minutes, which could have been usefully spent on homework, or on indulgence in pop-eyed sexual reverie. He would arrive home horrendously late, to a cold supper, to the wrath of his parents, to the scorn and taunts of his brothers and sisters. But he suffered all this gladly for Maria. So that's 2 clowns we have met already. Alighting from her bus, Maria next had to walk up the long hill. Certain preparations were essential. She put down her bag full of books, and buttoned up her coat, every button, for there was an attempt at snow after all. She turned up her collar and pulled on her gloves. Now a decision had to be made. There was a cafe at the bus terminus where Maria could, if she desired, sit and drink a cup of coffee or of hot chocolate, or could eat a sandwich sitting in the corner. She had a favourite seat in the corner, and she could see that it was empty. But she decided against it this evening, because she did not really have the money, and she did not really have the time, and above all, she did not really want to, if the truth be told. So she picked up her bag and began to walk, this aged schoolgirl, past the cafe and past the newspaper shop, past all the shops until there were no more shops, only bare woods on either side of the road, and the occasional house, and the road started to rise, and the hill began. It occurred to Maria sometimes, as she walked up the hill, on dark and frankly cold nights such as this, that there was every chance that one day she might be accosted, and perhaps mugged, and conceivably raped, and then left for dead, for the road was not used much by pedestrians. She did not see what she could very well do about this. She could only get home by climbing the hill, and she was not prepared to stay away from home, in spite of home's obvious drawbacks, for a night away from home, out in